This should be played at high volume, preferably in a residential area.
It's the Dirty Laundry Game-Worn Hockey Podcast.
We're old school, right? We wash our own dirty laundry.
The name on the front is a hell of a lot more important than the one on the back.
I refuse to be judged by a grown man wearing a hockey jersey.
Game on! Game on!
We are back with another episode of the Dirty Laundry Game-Worn Hockey Podcast, episode number 120. Paul Rank, Wade Hempton, myself, DocNoyes for the Thanksgiving Eve Dirty Laundry Hockey Podcast Thanksgiving Spectacular. I even have a special guest announcer with us tonight to list the other guests in random order of appearance this evening.
Santa Claus, recording stars, Winona, Backstreet Boys, Randy Travis, Tim McGraw, Deborah Gibson, Hip Hop Kids, from Stage and Screen, Mary Lou Henner, John Tesh, Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen, Radio City Rockettes, the cast of Sesame Street, the all-new Captain Kangaroo, Shari Lewis, giant character balloons, including the Cat in the Hat, Spider-Man, Garfield, with performances from Anastasia and Barney's Great Adventure. And to cap it all off, that holiday superstar, Santa Claus.
See, we've got the guest lineup tonight. They'll be appearing eventually when we get through all the other discussions.
Yeah, the Rockettes are just finished up in a shower. I just got they'll be out in a little bit.
They'll be ready shortly. I just threw that in because of thinking of Thanksgiving and all that, and the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, just the random people that would show up at those. So I grabbed, that was I think like 87. Grab that audio clip to throw in there. I thought that would be kind of fun. So welcome everybody to the Thanksgiving Eve. A lot of us, I'm doing a lot of cooking tomorrow, including making my my yearly bourbon sweet potato casserole, and then smoke the turkey tomorrow, so I don't have to get up and do it early on Thanksgiving. Hopefully you guys have some fun plans as well.
Yeah, it's always Thanksgiving, you know.
Eat too much, pass out, and bitch about football.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Bacon wrapped turkey and the Lions. So.
Well, and it's a winner on both sides.
And neither of those sound bad.
And see, that's how I do mine too, Paul. I bacon wrap mine. I'll rub it with brown sugar and Cajun seasoning, and then put the bacon over it, and then rub it again. So when it smokes, it candies the bacon.
Oh, no, God, that sounds great. We just use it more a traditional rub, a bunch of herbs and inside butter. Put that all inside the skin, on top of the skin, then wrap, do a bacon crisscross over the entire thing.
Yeah. And
then bake it for, however long, it takes depending on the size. We picked up our turkey today from Los Gatos Meats. They actually, great place if you're ever out here in the Bay Area. Unbelievable sandwiches, and they are not a sponsor. They should be, but they
food sponsors are always good.
Yes, they tumble the turkey, so they put in a bunch of herbs and stuff in it, and it's one of the best turkeys we've got, from anywhere. We just every year we've been getting from them. Very, very pleased with them.
Very nice.
Yeah, for the San Jose Expo, we can stop at Los Gatos Meats and get sandwiches, and we'll approach them on sponsorship.
I should have planned better. I wasn't thinking. I did the other side, but of course hadn't stopped by the liquor store. I should have picked up a bottle of wild turkey to have tonight with it, but instead my old-fashioned drink tonight is Larceny. Always a nice go-to. So cheers to everybody there. Wade with his Dr. Pepper, and Paul with hopefully something good.
Just water with electrolytes.
Hey,
and yes, believe it or not, tea, because I have no idea why.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes you just need it. Mitch, our Drink Your Face Off line of barware and clothing sponsor. He been talking to him today. He's been doing well, so that is always a good thing. But reach out to him if you need any of this fun stuff. Christmas is just around the corner. It's actually a month from today. So if you need stuff,
God.
now is the time to plan that. Yeah. When I heard that, the date didn't click, and I'm like, oh, crap, that isn't long. So reach out to him if you need anything. Some auctions going on around. NHL auctions we touched on before the Global Series. Those run till next week. They close December the 1st. They also have Oilers Western Conference Finals jerseys in there from last year. It is different games depending on who the player is, but they list what games that particular jersey was in that series. Prices are kind of all over the place. So check those out. MyGray has their set of the Nashville Global Series jerseys. Those end in 21 days. Also, that started today for MyGray, their holiday sale. Just give you a rundown of a few things here. 10% off any regular season or Stanley Cup playoffs worn jersey from 24-25. 10% off any Alex Ovechkin or Jack Hughes game-issued or game-worn jerseys from 24-25 or earlier. 25% off any regular Stanley Cup playoff from 11-12 through 23-24. And 50% off any Stanley Cup playoff jerseys worn from 10-11 and earlier. 25% off any game-issued training camp preseason or practice from 23-24 or earlier. And if you need any Connor McDavid socks, those are 50% off. Of course, you can get all the details out at mygrade.com. Those are, and the MyGray Global Series are first period worn for their set. The ones that are on NHL auctions are period 2. So that is all of the auctions or that kind of sales information.
Plastic is still up and running too.
Yes, it is. I should have looked them up. I don't remember when they close. I can do that real quick. I should have had that one and was juggling, trying to finish that audio and other things. And
sorry, I didn't mean to jump on you.
No, you're good. I'm glad because I feel bad forgetting ones like that. I try to make sure we cover the bases on all of them. They close in basically just under 7 days. 6 days, 23 hours. And then they go into the extra bidding if that needs to happen. So yeah, make sure you check out those as well. Since we did say Christmas really is just around the corner. Some of the different, been a lot of jersey news this week. For one, I want to get into, one of which is this is an interesting one, and we'll share this particular piece from Jersey Nerds. Shared out the France home and away set here, and I've seen several takes on this. Their take is, it looks like if you like college ruled notebook paper, you're going to love these. And yeah, that is for those, if you haven't seen them and listening on audio, it is a Nike style jersey. It says France in the middle and then a bunch of lines underneath it. The lines are also down both arms and the numbers are below it. The other one that I saw, the great suggestion of what that looks like, is it's a UPC code. So it's easy to track the jerseys. You just scan the front of it now.
I mean, I don't get it. It's 7 horizontal lines, on the front. It looks like 7 horizontal lines on each sleeve. It's
plain and I'll have to do some digging, and I feel bad I didn't have a chance, but I want to see what that is, what that purpose is of that.
Yeah,
some reference with that number and those lines that are of importance that us Americans just don't know.
Yeah, that's the question, is like, what's the significance of the style? My other thing, I just right off the bat, I mean, the jersey number on the sleeve looks like it's darn near close to where your glove is going to be.
Right. Yeah, I was saying about wrist level. My God,
like on
way down there.
It looks like it'll be like right on the elbow pad area. I mean, it's odd. I mean, I don't know. I got nothing more than it's different.
That's pretty much been the take, I think, around the whole anybody that watches out for jerseys like that.
Do we have a photo of the back yet?
Not that I could find. I'll try and do some digging and see, because I'd be curious to see if it's just as bad from the backside.
Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing what they look like on the ice. I mean, it can't be any worse than how they look in those photos.
Right.
I guess possibly it could be, but
yeah, I mean, you just don't know. This one is in your wheelhouse, Paul. The Joe Thornton Hall of Fame patch jersey.
Yes, the Sharks. Well, Tuesday night was an alumni night, which the Sharks are doing. With their very long history and lots of great stars and Hall of Famers and Stanley Cup champions on the team. They're doing like 4 or 5 nights this year where they recognize an old star. And with Joe just being inducted in the Hall of Fame earlier this month, on Tuesday when they're playing the Kings, they came out with this jersey with the large Joe Thornton 2025 Hockey Hall of Fame patch. And my understanding is the Sharks Pro Shop did not know they were going to be doing this. They didn't get any of the patches in. So, you couldn't buy any of those. And the players are all keeping their jersey from this game. So none of these will hit the secondary market. It's a really cool looking patch. I mean,
I agree. That's a good size patch too.
Yeah, so the thing's huge. So the only ones that may hit the retail market or whatever would be if any player wore 2 jerseys and didn't keep both of them, or any of the scratches. If those, if they made the jersey for someone and they didn't wear it and didn't take it, or I'm guessing anyone who gets traded in the next week and didn't have their chance to pick up the jersey yet. But
I mean, I'm not trying to be dumb. I mean, is that a situation where, if you have access to one of the players, you say like, hey, I mean, maybe if you want to get rid of this. The other question is that going to count against their Mike McKenna rule allotment for the year?
I asked about that, and it sounded like it's going to count against one of the 2 jerseys they get each year.
Okay.
From that, which, because I know, hopefully they don't get a full set elsewhere or something, or maybe they'll get each alumni night jersey. Who knows if they do a patch on them. But
that would be
asking, I've never asked a player to buy a jersey from them or trade for it, but it is something that that's another way they could enter the hobby in future years.
Yeah, for sure. Be interesting.
Yes, definitely. And then the other one here that Dallas was teasing very heavy. Oh, it's coming out tomorrow, and then they did all their stuff today, which I thought was a little odd. If I saw my timing correctly, because everybody's like, "Oh, it's coming," and then they did it today. But a little throwback there. I like that. I think that is sharp as hell. The Dallas did a ton of different PR things with different people. They actually did a video with Brett Hull that they released, and he opened it up out of a bag, the whole bit, and was raving about it. I think that looks really good.
Yeah, that's a beautiful jersey.
Yeah, I tend to agree. What are they calling it? Is it
one of the references I saw called it the 99 jersey.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Because they had that style at that time. So I don't know if that was, I'd have to go. And again, for Dallas collectors, correct me or give me the full story. But I thought that was the first year that they had that style was 99, if I remember right. I'll see if I can find a little bit of the background here too. I kind of feel bad at scrambling a little bit. Just with schedule of multiple things, and there's a give you a nice shot too from the goalie. Even got his pads all done with it too, and that really pops together.
Oh, that's cool.
Ottinger really did well with that.
Yeah, the pads are a great setup. I mean, that's a really nice kit to go with that jersey.
And that green and the way they did the neck and just that striping, it's classic.
Yeah, throwing the gray in there too is really kind of something.
The white and gray stripes on the sleeves there.
Yeah, that's definitely really really nice.
I'm very impressed. It's just right. It's not overdone and not crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
Have they announced the dates they're going to wear those?
I haven't seen it yet, but I thought
Okay.
they'd put. Yeah, they are. It is the 99 jersey officially. The it's the year they won the cup too, so that's why they did it that way.
Yeah.
So today was it? They had teased it a bunch yesterday. Inside the collar, 3 overtime 1999 is written in honor of the game 6, the Brett Hull skate in the blue paint deal,
Oh yes.
which gave them their
What
first ever win.
cup winning skate in the blue paint.
Right.
That's so fun.
They're using the legacy logos with the current colorways, so they did a little bit blending of both, which I like. And I'm trying to see if they give the dates they're going to wear them. So yeah, the Stars have yet to announce when the jerseys will make their season debut.
It's a beautiful jersey. Yeah.
I know they are playing right now as we record this, but that's on the road up in Edmonton.
Yes.
That is.
But I really do think they did well. The striping, the star stripe design connects the iconic look of 1999 with their current identity. And again, the 3 overtime online sales. If you're if you're a Stars fan, you already know about this. Start Friday, November 28th at 5 p.m. At hangerhockey.com. Those will go crazy, but I really do like them. Really the only two, I guess, big that type of news from the week, both funny and high level. Do we want to get into the jerseys showing up or no? Okay.
I mean, why not?
Because we have talked about this several times, wondering where the NHLPA jerseys went, and now we found out that Fanatics bought them all, or made a deal with the NHLPA to get them all. One or the other.
To be clear, this is about like Winter Classic jersey stadium series.
Yes.
Yeah.
Going back to 2017 is the oldest that I've seen in the list of stuff, at least so far. And for you collectors out there, I'm assuming a lot of people have heard from your Fanatics reps if you've dealt with them. I'll go through some of the list. Thank you for one of the collectors that sent this to me yesterday. So on the 14th of November, Fanatics released the 2018 Stadium Series Capitals, the 2018 Winter Classic Rangers, and the 2017 Stadium Series Penguins. Those are all marked, and there are 1 or 2 Penguins on the Fanatics Authentics page. You have to do some digging to find them. It's not like sticking right out on the front, but it does list that they were worn in warm-ups. The 18th of November, the 2017 Centennial Classic Red Wings were listed, as well as the 2018 Stadium Series Maple Leafs. There are several Red Wings listed on there, and again, it is marked the same way as being worn in warmups. November the 19th, they released the 2017 Blues and Blackhawks Winter Classic warm-up jerseys, and then on the 20th, they released the 2018 Winter Classic Sabres and the NHL 100 Classic Canadiens jerseys. I have yet to see, other than what's posted on Fanatics Authentics, I've not seen any kind of official pricing on any of those. I'm just curious if anybody has those for teams. It'd be kind of nice to kind of put together and see where those were listed.
Yeah.
If not, I mean, that's fine. Or if deals were made, stuff like that, I totally get it. Just kind of curious of where those fell even to start. And we know there's a bunch more coming. I have no idea when they're being released. I'm assuming
you have to assume there's more coming. I do know that on the pricing, they are not negotiating sale prices on these. That's pretty much fixed price at this point.
And it makes sense because they're just coming out, and some of them, I mean, you go back pretty far.
I think yeah, I mean, it's definitely an interesting thing, right? And I think that some of those have been tough to get jerseys for a long time because of the way that either teams don't sell them, the way NHL auctions goes. I did really like the one thing they did is the ones that aren't worn, they're listing as like team issued. And then they're actually not saying game worn on their descriptions. It says practice worn, and then it denotes that it was worn during warm ups. So I thought that their verbiage was very, very on point to not confuse them as quote unquote game worn. So as much as Paul is going to hate this, I actually have to hats off to Fanatics for actually really wording that correctly so that they didn't misrepresent them entirely. So, like I said, I was really, I've been impressed so far. Everybody's wondered for a long time what the heck the NHLPA was doing with these, and I guess finally they've decided that they're going to get rid of them that clearly have been in bins and coffers for storage for however, for in some of these cases, damn near 10 years.
Yeah. And sorry, go ahead, Paul.
No, I will give Fanatics credit for getting the verbiage right and describing, what they are as being, warm-up jerseys or, yeah. And that's so I will give Fanatics some credit there. I'm actually shocked they're not negotiating price or not giving different prices to different people. Maybe in the past decade and a half they've grown a little. I mean, I don't want to go too far. But...
No, I mean, and that's just what I was told because I was told that it's fixed price list for right now, and that's probably, here at the end of the day, the one thing I do always give Fanatics credit for is the negotiation part of it when they have stuff, because there are other entities that don't do that as readily. So I think that it's kind of cool when they do have something for a while, you can negotiate with them a little bit. And a lot of other places do as well. So that's not like a dig or a jab at anybody. But again, I think that, yeah, I think in the past, there's always been those like multiple price list kind of things, and that's been a problem for a lot of people. And if that's not happening now, maybe they just said that to me, but I do believe that is the case, which would be a really big step up for them.
Yeah, I mean, what bothered me about the World Cup of Hockey, the way back 10 years or whatever it was, maybe it was a little bit less than that, was that everyone was getting different prices.
Yeah.
Not even without negotiating, just being told off the price list that jerseys were anywhere, the same jersey could be 2,000 from one rep there, could be same jersey 6K from another rep. There was no consistency. The numbers were all over the place. It was amateur hour, to put it nice.
That's the old Steiner way, to be completely honest with you. And obviously a lot of those guys came from that Steiner mindset, which was, that which is pretty unfair in the idea of consistency to your clients. But in a situation like that, when you have multiple salespeople working commission-based sales jobs and they're just trying to move inventory, as somebody who works in a sales type world, I guess I kind of understand it. But again, in the problem that you have in this world is nothing is sacred. Although they put on their list like you're not supposed to share them. I mean, Jesus Christ, how many have we seen already in the last 2 weeks from these? Everybody's sharing their list. So that was what got them in trouble before. Was they always said, "Oh, you're not supposed to share your pricing list," but everybody shared their pricing list on the forums and everywhere else.
The comparisons were very inconsistent. I mean, different prices being offered, from different reps, and even though I believe Fanatics is still a commission model, they're selling unique items. Every jersey is unique. It's a game worn jersey. There's one of each. Whether it's a warm up, first period, set one, set two, whatever. Whereas selling other items on commission-based things, it's a lot of times it's more of a commodity or an item where there's multiple of them, and it's not just one item, one unique item. So
and here's an example from the Fanatics Authentics page. This is the Jonathan Erickson lists as Detroit Red Wings practiced. Used number 52 white Reebok jersey versus Toronto Maple Leafs on January 1st, 2017. NHL Centennial Classic worn during warmups. And then it just gives a little bit more detail in the description about when it was worn, has tamper evident sticker, hologram that can be verified, authentic.
That's a fantastic price. I mean, here I'm not going to be
$649.
Oh, like a worn one of that style before these came out. Like, what's that jersey? If it's second period, what's that jersey sell for?
I'm going to guess $1,000 or so, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, I look at it like on the Blues end, the ones that they released were in the same kind of price range. And I don't think you could touch one of those realistically for the same thing, like you said, 1,000. There were some opportunities to get some star players for pretty cheap, especially considering those first year Blues Winter Classic jerseys when they sold for like a crazy amount of money on.
Oh yeah.
Like when they sold in NHL auctions, like people thought like the Blues really hadn't had an opportunity to be in anything like that. And a lot of collectors hadn't really ever done that. So I know of a few guys that spent thousands and thousands of dollars just trying to get them and then maybe ended up with two or paid, crazy money for them. So, if you had a hole in your collection, that's a pretty value-based price to get into a tough style.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely tough styles to find. I mean, my only, I'm not going to bash Fanatics any more than I already have. My only concern is that they're warm-ups as opposed to game-worn. And I'm glad they described that. And it's still, if you're looking for the style, it's a great way to get them at a good price. So.
Yeah,
I got one for my collection that was, and it wasn't a Blues one, but I got one that was a style of a player that I really needed. And I never thought I was going to be able to get it because I kind of had an idea where the one that came out was. And, again, obviously the warm-up one isn't optimal to me. But at the end of the day, I still got something I really, really wanted. And again, at what I considered a pretty value-based, setup. So I was pretty ecstatic in the release of these. So,
and what really does make me happy about this? It's not Fanatics jerseys. These are the older Adidas / Reebok, whatever. So it's. I can't even remember if I have that style. If I need it, who knows? I might break down and buy one from them.
And I mean,
but it's not buying a Fanatics jersey. Just got to be clear.
And Wade, like you said though, too, is it does open it up to either collectors that missed out before, or if you've got one but you realize you want this player now too, is that's coming out there, so that does help a little bit. Be interesting to see how long they keep dropping these and how quickly they do so out. And if listeners out there, if you picked up some of these other teams that aren't like on Fanatics page, if they've sold out or whatever, let us know. I'd just be curious to hear if any teams are completely sold out, because the only ones we've seen on Fanatics Authentics are the Penguins and the Red Wings.
I'd be shocked if they sold them out unless somebody, just because at this point, especially some of these teams, like the Blues ones, especially, some of those names are so far removed.
Oh, for sure.
That you're going to be hard pressed. Some of those will be hard movers. I think you'll end up seeing them on their eBay pages, whether or not it's their Sportsmen page or, the Steiner one where they sell stuff or whatever. I don't think I would be hard pressed to think that they'd be able to sell out a set unless somebody just bought the whole set for a business purpose. But again, glad collectors are getting a chance to get some rare styles and not being the worn ones and being the issued / warm-ups. They can be priced accordingly, which is great. At least they didn't release them with the cheapest ones being, $1,000, $2,000 and, really gouging people for the styles. So again, I'm happy with it. So.
You bought 6 or 8. I mean, you're just waiting for them to get delivered. So,
I did. Don't start those rumors. Jesus.
well, I undernumbered how many, so people can guess how many you really
Yeah.
got. But
Yeah.
it's
No,
that Dr. Pepper sponsorship that's paying for all these.
yeah, you saw the shirt last week.
Right.
No, no,
Um,
but it's, I mean, it's great. I mean, again, it's fun to, and some of those styles are fantastic. I actually had told my rep there's a couple like teams or whatever I don't collect, but man, some of those styles that like kind of like came and went, there's some like that Red Wings jersey is fantastic. I mean, that's nothing I need, but geez, that's a pretty jersey, you know? And if they go drop in like those Smashville jerseys, and there's a couple other styles that were like really kind of iconic that came through different organizations in either the Winter Classic or the Centennial games or the Heritage games that were, one and dones. I could really see that helping a lot of collectors out.
Yeah, 100%. So we'll kind of keep a track of that. And if you're out there and you picked up any of those, or you've got a list or whatever, feel free to share it. And if you don't want your name put out there, we will definitely not do that. So I mean, we've covered a lot of different things. Do we want to talk about Honey Bunny? The 11,277 bids attached to the Honey Bunny account with the shill bidding. I'm sorry, I had to laugh at that to see if you guys picked up on it, but that was the username. This is and this particular article I'm referencing is at sportscardradio.com. There's a bunch of articles out there now, but this is quite interesting, and there's a couple different updates on this. So definitely go check out Sports Card Radio. They've done a lot of good coverage on this as well. I may actually have to reach out to them. Rick Probstein, who's been 21 years on eBay, selling nearly $1 billion worth of cards, launched his own platform just last month called Snipe. And this past Monday, the thing went nuts. They kind of the overview here is right from their site says we're experiencing a system-wide technical issue due to high volume that affected all auctions on the platform. To protect, and this is a funny word here in a minute, to protect the integrity of bidding and ensure a fair experience for every buyer and seller, we're temporarily taking Snipe offline. All impacted auctions will be canceled and relisted with full visibility once the issue is resolved. Now, remember those words that I just said. And this part is even funnier because it's a Pokemon forum user that found this. Snipe's entire back-end database was exposed to the open web with no authentication required. Both Paul and myself are losing our shit in our heads over this because we've worked in the IT field and we know how important authentication and securing databases and things are. This is the kind of stuff, some of what you hear about when databases get hacked, websites get hacked, data gets stolen because it's not secured properly. Anyone from their article, anyone with basic technical knowledge could access full bidder and consigner information, names, emails, phone numbers, addresses, birth dates, and payment information. And this one who got stuff hung up, complete bid histories. With all of it sitting there with full API documentation conveniently provided in the browser console. Again, going back to every user's personal information was exposed in that there was a bunch of suspicious accounts all linked to a shared address that belonged to Probstein, his wife, and associate Kevin Burge. One account placed, and this site just launched, by the way. It hadn't been up very long. 11,277 bids. Username, Honey Bunny. The email address tied to Rick Probstein. And on this article, it gets into showing bids on things. One's a Panini Select Soccer Kaboom Lionel Messi Argentina card. Um, the max bid was $12,100, and the current slash final bid, which I don't know why that doesn't line up, is 12,000. Oh, this person's max bid, and it's basically screenshot showing the shill bidding and some of these accounts and who they tie to.
Yeah.
It gives the whole bid history, and it's tying back to several like it again. I don't have this shared up on the screen, but one of the bids is Honey Bunny 123 bid $1,160 on it. A little bit before that, Johnny Piccoli 56 bid 1,800, or after that bid 1,811. Where does the email go to? rickprobstein@gmail.com. The Honey Bunny 123 goes to probstein123@gmail.com. This is blatant nuttery. And the fact that you launched a bidding site and she'll bid everything.
Yeah. The bad part about it is, for our purposes, it's all speculatory until somebody else makes a determination on it. Is it pretty damning? Yeah. At the end of the day, I think it's a crazy situation. I've heard a lot of stories that, you've heard stories throughout the entire hobby for years and years and years about shill bidding and, fictitious stuff happening with auction lots and what have you across the board, right? At the end of the day, I think the scariest part about it is it going to change anything? No, not unless something legal happens in it. But is it going to change the day-to-day consumer aspect of I know that today they announced that they're going straight back to eBay and they're canceling, the snipe page is dead now, right?
Yep.
Is it going to take away some bidders from their auctions? Yes. Is it going to stop their auctions? Absolutely not. Does it harpen a discussion further and maybe somebody else looking into it? I sure hope so. It's a scary thing across the hobby. Before we came on the show, all three of us talked about different instances and things we've heard about and seen over the years. So, is this an isolated thing? No, it absolutely isn't. But I hope that for hobby driven, and here Probstein sells more than just cards. They take in consignments and all kinds of stuff, autographs, memorabilia, whatever. So for the whole hobby's sake, I hope that if it wasn't on the up and up, it becomes on the up and up. And if it was, if somebody got, shill bid on, I feel sorry for those people, but at the end of the day, you still bid, right? You still were willing to put another bid on it to outbid whatever the previous bid was. So that's part of the scary part about it.
And basically, it's funny is this happened over a 3-week time period. He left eBay early November, launched this, and has already had to completely shut it down. And this is from an article that came out yesterday, and it's referenced to from sportscardradio.com. Says the platform's Probstein Auctions confirms our return to eBay. As part of this transition, we'll be winding down operations of Snipe indefinitely. Every transaction on the platform canceled. All associated funds be returned to buyers. Basically, we're following a methodical wind down plan designed to ensure stability and clarity at every step. I have my doubts, but he declined to answer any other comments in regards to that. Sold almost 6 million items, generated more than $925 million across eBay over 21 years. When asked whether it vetted Probstein's return to its platform, eBay issued the following statement. eBay is committed to ensuring that all sellers are held to the same rigorous standards, policy, and requirements to maintain a trusted marketplace for the community. I'll be curious to see what kind of dent it puts in his business, because that, If you're launching your own site to immediately start shilling and pulling shady crap, people are going to have a tendency to avoid you thereafter.
Oh yeah. The problem. I mean, here's the thing. You kind of said the key thing. I mean, in 20 years, if he sold $1 billion worth of stuff, how much does eBay care, and how happy are they that he's just back on the platform to bring back in that revenue and inventory? I know that when he left, part of that was about the fees and things like that. At least that's what I've heard throughout the hobby. So, again, what kind of sweetheart deal that got cut there to bring him back on the platform? I mean, at the end of the day, like, it shows that eBay certainly didn't care that he left, in the sense that they were more than willing to bring back the items into their platform. So, again, no matter what you collect, there's always that buyer beware, and then, be willing to spend what you're willing to pay. So it becomes a really gross and gray area.
But this was not a level playing field.
Not at
When
all.
you look at what they set up, and my understanding, it was all their items they were just selling on it.
Yeah.
When you know what the max bid from someone else is,
Yeah.
and then you can snipe it up to $20 below that.
Yeah.
It's unethical.
I guess snipe is the right name for it then, right?
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah,
But
and then some.
They named
in this article, the whoever pulled the entire database down, I mean, they sent the breakdown of showing all these fake accounts, where it ties to, and they even, in these screenshots, because it's a lot to cover, that's why I'm not sharing it. It gives what addresses, date of birth, all that, and how many accounts link back to the Probsteins is insane.
Here's the crazy part. How many accounts did they say was on Snipe in the 3 weeks? And then, I mean, beyond the show bidding, how mad would you be if all your shit got absolutely. Thank God he got caught by who got caught with before somebody actually went in and stole all that personal information. Or at this point, who knows how much personal information did get stolen?
Sounds like half of it's Probsteins.
Oh,
but the other users that signed up, their credit card and stuff info was all open out there.
Yeah, credit card, date of birth, the whole thing, your address. I mean, beyond
tell me they stored the credit card data encrypted.
It does not appear that was the case.
Oh my God. Okay.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's what I'm getting at. Thank God this is one of those, like, we're all sitting here talking about, but thank God I didn't have an account with that, because geez.
Here's a funny one. He created an account named Kenny Rogers.
The gambler.
And like some of the sign up, it looks like, again, looking at their page or what was pulled, is you would enter your first name, last name, email address, phone number, your date of birth, what, if you have an eBay account, what that eBay name is, so they can, I guess, pull some references. Also an industry reference, also your address info. And in this particular one, the address goes back to Probstein's business address. So
why the hell would he register these sniping accounts under his information?
Because he didn't think anybody could see it. I mean, if you didn't publicly share it, you'd have no clue, right?
But if you're not having server-side authentication, you're not having anything encrypted on that side, someone's going to find it. You can't sell $1 billion worth of stuff over 20 years, whatever, and be that much of an idiot. So
well, and another example here is he would consign and bid on his own stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's totally wrong and unethical.
Right.
And I don't know the law well enough that area, but it very well. I mean, it's just so unethical. I'll stop.
It'll be here. The craziest part is going to be interesting to see how, if anyone legally follows up on it. Parties involved in this are people that I've known for a long time, and that's kind of a crazy part of it for me. So that's why I'm definitely trying to toe the line between an opinion and any type of judgment on it, because at the end of the day, we're in a situation where if it's as bad as it sounds like somebody is going to be investigating it. So,
yeah, and definitely go out to sportscardradio.com if you want to see more on this, more background stuff. They have covered a ton, documented updates, all kinds of things out here. And there's other people that have reached out to Probstein and that, including Catch 'em All Collectibles. But all the references are in this site. They have covered it well, and give them all the credit in the world for this. I may have to just reach out to them and let them know that we reference them, but it goes top to bottom. It even gets Kevin Burge, which is one of the other names we mentioned in here, is well known in sports card circles as a scammer dating back to 2003. They actually have an article on him from in 2019 for other, like, scamming other cards and stuff, forging autographs, faking patch cards, trimming cards back. Burge is suspected of trimming this 1993 Upper Deck Derek Jeter rookie card that sold for $73,000. There are tons of documented stuff for him. He even was cited or arrested over 35 times. From DUI to assault with a deadly weapon. This is batshit level stuff and deep and ugly. So I honestly don't know how he can continue doing this, because he stained his name so badly.
So I want to step back. That you did say that they undid all the transactions and nothing was sold on.
That's what he's saying is doing, but we don't, I mean, until users are made whole, but still, it's even if you handed the money back, it's still considered fraud in the legal thing. So I'll be really curious to see what the FBI does. Of course, they're not going to say yes or no on any of it, but this is not pretty.
Yeah, it's an interesting situation that is going to continue to evolve in the hobby. So see what happens.
Yeah, but again, if you want to read, follow up, or continue to get updates, sportscardradio.com. They've got all the links and info there.
So it took a lot less than that from Fanatics for me to have their views about that company. I'd like to think a lot of the collectors who went through these past 3 weeks with them, have they been pushed? I mean, what happened there is a lot worse than anything I saw from Fanatics. Yeah. And I'm not accusing Fanatics of anything illegal or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. I just have issues with some of their business practices and the quality of some of their merch, blah, blah, blah. But if that's enough to turn me away from them and be pretty adamant, turned away from, I wonder what it's going to do to a lot of their former customers. We know that this is out in the open when they do come back to eBay. I'd like to think they'll lose some. Yes.
Yeah, they'll lose some, but there's probably enough of them it doesn't matter. And in the same sense as we've seen in the jersey world a couple times, sometimes the drive for something that somebody has that you want overtakes your prior opinion of negativity towards that person, which we've seen rear its head in our hobby of jersey collecting quite a bit. So again,
you're right, but I'm going to stand firm on my.
Yeah, you always have, and there's a lot though that, like, when somebody has something that they want, they'll figure out a way to still make a transaction to acquire.
And again, if this ends up in court or whatever, we'll mention that as well. But we're always hesitant on this show, and even when I did political radio, news radio stuff, where people were accused of things and there wasn't, it was rumors, innuendo, things like that. This is solid documentation, and somebody that's in IT, both me and Paul, understanding it from this side. And when you can drop the database and go, yeah, here's all of this, credit cards, phones, here's what he did, and show it, that's 99% solid to me.
Yeah, so, it's ugly.
Yeah. And if you are somebody that was a member on that site doing bidding or anything, reach out, let us know. I'd love to hear what you've been told, what you've been, if you're waiting on money, things like that. I would love to hear that. Again, we will keep you anonymous if you request that. So, any other things to cover, gents? We've kind of hit on a lot of different things of importance from the week.
No, I mean, another fun show. It's always good when it's just the three of us. But it's always good when we have guests too. So I'm always excited.
We've got a lot of guests coming up.
Yeah,
I think
was a
we're
nice
pretty
change.
much booked into January.
Yeah, nice change though to have just the three of us do like one of our little nights. I always think these are my favorite in the sense that we always start off thinking it's going to be a pretty short one, and we don't have a lot to talk about, and then here we are, right? So just in the era of Thanksgiving, I guess I will be the first to say how thankful I am for both you guys and the show and all of our conversations, and for everybody that listens and follows the show, because we say it all the time. This is something that is a passion project for all of us and something we love to do, and I am thankful for all of you guys and everybody listening. So thank you guys, and my best to everyone for Thanksgiving.
Very well said. Paul, what you got?
Well, I want to echo what Wade's saying there. I look forward to the show every week. This is fun getting on to discuss the issues with the two of you and our guests. And I'm really thankful to have the two of you in my life. And I'm shocked that people actually listen to this. I'm thankful, and I please seek help or something. I'm not really sure what's going on there. I do have a lot of other stuff to be thankful for. This weekend we got the Michigan-Ohio State game again, and it's 4 years in a row now for us. It's I'm going to enjoy the game regardless on Saturday regardless of the result. I enjoy it much more with when Michigan wins. So looking forward to that. Always a fun part of the Thanksgiving weekend. Also, Michigan hockey's moved back up to #1. First time in a number of years up there after sweeping Ohio State last week.
Wow.
The team's looking really good. If you see me keep looking away, it's because I was watching the Michigan basketball game. They just rolled over Auburn. So it's a really good year in Ann Arbor so far. And, we just hope that continues and, enjoying it. What else I have on here? Looking forward to a great holiday weekend. Monica and I, have a lot of plans. We've been going to so many hockey games and traveling so much lately. We had considered going to Vegas for this Michigan basketball tournament. I'm thankful we're home and just done traveling for a little bit and catch up. And it's just thankful for all the friends in our life. Even our Sharks friends. Looking forward to where the show takes us. So big thanks to the two of you.
And again, echoing all of that, and it is we're a fun group, and we have a good time. I know occasionally we can rub some people the wrong way, or why do you guys talk so much, or you need to have more guests. And if you can tell, we're definitely working on the more guest stuff because, like I said, we're booked into January, and the list continues to grow. We've got some fun things coming up. Hopefully, we can announce those next week.
But before we go, I do have to apologize.
Yeah.
I do not have a World Cup update this week. So maybe next week we can get into that. So apologies for those who, wait for that part of the show. So sorry, Doc, to interrupt, but all you.
No, it's all good, but really it is. We're thankful for everybody that listens, that reaches out, that gives suggestions, wants to come on the show, wants to share it. Just it's all, we're all about it. We, as you know, we don't do this for money. We just do it because we hope it helps the hobby. And again, we've had people in this past year say, "Hey, I found the show. It's helped me figure out this," or it just helps me get to the drive through the work on Friday morning. And I know this time it's going to drop you're listening to it on a Wednesday morning, but stuff like that happens. But we always try to put out good stuff, even if it's a shorter show, or cover things that the hobby needs to have covered. And if there's things we are missing or we have overlooked, please reach out because we can gladly pick that up next week, whatever it is. But again, we appreciate the likes, the subscribes. I continue to see those numbers go up, and it's awesome because it tells me that new people are finding it or it's being shared with others. And again, we have another next show will be in December. That's crazy to say. But we'll have so much stuff coming, and it's going to be great. Well, gents, thankful for you guys wanting to do this, and we have, for Paul it's easier, but for Wade and I, having late nights in the Central Time Zone, and the guests, no matter where they are. I mean, New Zealand, all Canada, all over the place. It's so awesome to get to do this every week, and no matter what mood I'm in, once I hit that microphone on and connect up to Zoom, it's all fun and games. So with that, I think we'll wrap this up unless you guys have anything else.
No.
Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Go Blue.
Be safe if you're traveling. Don't burn your house. As a former fireman, don't burn your house down with the turkey, all that kind of good stuff. Enjoy, and we will see you back in December.